Hello, dear comfort seekers. I am so excited to take you along on a very unique and fun photography job I have today. I'm at the Kentucky Horse Park chasing down horses and riders to get photos of them as they ride through the stunning fields at the park. I just got licked by a horse. My day is absolutely made. I also found, I think, a hawk feather. I'm not sure. But yeah, today is take my friends to work with me today. Although it's more like a play day for me because I get to be out here on this absolutely wonderful day. Just kind of doing my own thing, photographing horses, having a good time, horses and riders. This is a trail ride. It's a fundraiser for the park. I've done this for a few years in a row, so I think maybe some of the riders, some of the repeat riders are starting to recognize that there's this weird person hiding in the bushes with a camera waiting to take their picture as they go by. Well, I'm not really hiding because I don't want to scare the horses, but I will be waiting, somewhere off in the distance. And so far, every time a horse comes by and they hear me clicking, they're always like, let me show you my good side. It's like they instantly put their ears up. Right now I'm just hanging out waiting for another group to come by. It's kind of the one thing is that there is a lot of waiting on this day. I never know when another set of horses is going to come up over the hill. So I usually just stake out a spot for a little while and then I will move to another spot. There's a few spots I like the backgrounds of, this one especially because there are so many trees and so many ways to compose horses in between trees. And there's a few more spots that are similar to this. So yeah, let's enjoy this day together. It's going to be just an absolutely beautiful one out here in the fields. And just enjoy having fun. Moved places. I was starting to get a headache out there. It was getting kind of hot, so got myself some electrolytes and I also made some tea. And so I'm at place number 2 right now, which is this kind of unfortunately fairly muddy representation of a pond. It's normally there would be some decent water in here, but it just hasn't rained at all. I'm actually surprised that it isn't completely dry. When I got out here, there was another volunteer, and she said she had only seen about 7 people in the past hour and a half, so she was just going to head back for the day. The Rolex arena is right there, but there is a horse show going on at the moment, and normally the trail rides are allowed to go in the Rolex arena, and she said that that was probably a big draw for people, and now that they can't do that today, it's just like why come out to the park when they can't get to do something that they might not be able to do otherwise, because you can kind of ride around fields and trees anywhere, but not too often you get to go into a dressage arena and play around. So much like last weekend, Well, I got to rent the 7200 this weekend. I'm renting the 100-400, and it's another one of my favorites. I think if I had to make a decision, I would probably buy this one because I just do much more like distant animal photography and even distant landscape photography. I feel like I would find this more useful than a 7200. It's been great to have it out here today though. Normally I'd kind of like to have pictures closer because it feels more personal, as when you're looking at a picture and it's extremely telephoto, you're looking at it, it's kind of it's an emotional disconnect from the subject the more distance there is. But when you're closer to the subject in a photo, even though you're just looking at the photo, when it's more of a wide angle in the like now I'm on a 35, there is more of a closeness, as opposed to if I were recording this and I had the other lens zoomed up to 400 and was recording the camera from far away. Even if I took up the same amount of space on the screen, this feels more personal. So it's the same way in pictures. But as far as versatility with what I've used, I used to own a 100-400 and I loved it. I was using it all the time. So maybe someday, as I say with so many lenses. So it's probably not going to be as long of a day as I thought it was going to be. And maybe another half hour and I might start packing up to kind of take the long way back to see if I run into any more groups. But yeah, it's a beautiful day, so I'm not sure why it's not being very popular right now. But at least I have this wonderful tree in the shade. I can hear the fountains going in the lake. I hear the insects and the birds and feel the breeze, so it's not bad. Not a bad way to spend the day. Finally back home. The sun has gone just as soon as I get here, but that's all right. It might even rain, and that will be very nice. For the rest of my day, I'm very excited to download those pictures and start going through them. I have my cup of tea. I am running behind on my tea consumption today. I only had what I took out there this morning, so this is my second cup. I also got some laundry started. I can't delay on that anymore. I'm glad I don't have any more errands to run today because I feel like I could lay down and just be unconscious for hours. But I'm not going to take a nap because if I do that, I will be up all night long. I am just going to take it easy for the rest of the evening. I'm going to drink my tea, maybe play a video game, try to put away the laundry that I am doing. Now, if I sit in this chair any longer, I am probably going to go to sleep here. So how about you go refresh your tea and I am going to get on with those tasks. This is mango Ceylon. I'm trying to drink it up so I can get some seasonal flavors here soon. Welcome to Sunday. I wish I could say today was going as lovely as yesterday, but I admit I have been in a mood today because of something I saw this morning. In an instant, I became angry and envious and jealous and all the things that you are not supposed to feel, or at least strive to never feel. So I have been digging through my emotional toolbox to try and mitigate as much of these feelings as I can and just get myself back to a baseline, preferably as quickly as possible. I journaled about how I felt this morning, but at the end of journaling, I was still feeling a lot of anxious energy that needed to get out somewhere, somehow. So I did the best thing I could think of, and I went to the gym and I lifted heavy things. Those very high emotions were much more relaxed after I left the gym than when I got there. And I don't want to call them negative emotions because I don't feel like any emotion is worse than another, depending on how I respond to it. Basically, happiness has never brought about any change in my life whatsoever. The catalyst to me improving my life at all has been either anger or jealousy or envy. I do wish I didn't have to have such an emotional drive behind everything, but right now that is just how I operate, and I haven't been able to figure out how to switch things to a more neutral starting position so far. Aside from going to the gym and journaling, I think this day is a day when I really need to do things for myself and not worry about what I have on the editing queue for the clients. I want to edit one of my own projects, and I think I may get it done today, and accomplishment is always an excellent feel-good motivator. I am also going to do simple things around the house that I know will always make me feel better once they're done. I'm going to continue the laundry I started yesterday, and I hope to get the house vacuumed. It's been needing it a lot. I have quite a few cat hair tumbleweeds blowing around on the floor. So here's to feeling better for the rest of the day. Listen to those crunchy leaves. It's feeling so much like autumn. I needed to get outside for a few minutes. Even though the days are still approaching 90, at least it is now the time of the year where the evenings feel nice. It would be great to have a campfire and some s'mores out here right now. It has been a very strange day for me today, a very emotional day to be intentionally vague. This morning was intense enough that I really couldn't remember what I was supposed to be doing. I knew I was recording something, and I couldn't remember what that was. The only thing that reminded me was the pile of laundry still sitting on the spare bedroom bed, and I had a vague memory of going to bed the previous night thinking I wanted to finish editing the video I was working on today. But the real kicker was I couldn't even remember what I did Saturday with photographing the horses out in the fields. I had to actually really dig my memory to remember what I was even doing. Emotions are not fake things. They do truly have an effect on the brain, and they can especially, at least within me, affect my memory. It doesn't happen too often. They do have to be pretty extreme emotions. I have gone through years that I don't remember very well. I don't really have any takeaways here other than I think it's time for me to give myself a little reset. Now that we're changing seasons, there has been so many fall reset videos, which usually revolve around cleaning one's house. Not only do I need a house reset, but I need an emotional reset. Maybe this is some kind of emotional burnout. Perhaps just being in the present is the reset I need. I was in the present on Saturday, and I felt good on Saturday. So right now, I can hear the motorcycles out on the road. I can hear the crickets chirping. I can really hear the motorcycles out on the road. There's a bug bothering me. The neighbors were feeding their chickens earlier. It was cute. A squirrel was fussing at me a moment ago. I can feel my warm cup of tea in my hands. Just drinking up the last bit of the summer flavors I have. There are crinkly leaves everywhere. It's such a pleasure to my ears whenever I walk around the yard. And seeing how the trees are still mostly green, I still have a lot of color to look forward to. Autumn is just starting. Well, I started pressing some tofu before I came out here, so I'll be getting ready to make dinner soon. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention I got my video done, so there's an accomplishment for today. So after supper, I think I am going to try to turn in early and try and get that sleep schedule back on track. Alright, so let's all try to stay present together and just notice those things around us in the moments. What we can see, what we can hear, taste, touch, smell, and just breathe for a few minutes. And with that, I will see you again soon. Goodbye.